Welcome everyone, and welcome to Business Showcase Week for 2026 and today's webinar, Writing a Winning Business Award Submission. My name is Marissa Lindsay and I am part of the Business Engagement and Growth team at the City of Marion. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that today we are meeting and recording this webinar on the traditional lands of the Kaurna people and pay my respects to elders past and present. Whether you're considering entering the Marion Business Awards for the first time, looking to strengthen a past submission, or simply curious about what judges look for, you are in the right place today. Today, we're fortunate to be joined by Alex Brown, a mentor with our Southern Business Mentoring Program. Alex brings extensive experience working with businesses on award submissions and grant applications and has helped many organisations turn their achievements into compelling award entries. This session will be recorded today, so we ask people to keep their cameras off and remain on mute for the duration of the session. We'll be monitoring the chat throughout the session, so please feel free to ask questions as we go, and we'll leave time for discussion at the end. But if something comes to mind during the presentation, don't hesitate to put it in the chat. Now I'll hand over to Alex to get us started.
Thanks, Marissa, and thanks to the City of Marion for having me. These awards recognise the excellence in local business, and the City of Marion hosts the Marion Business Awards that celebrate businesses that help the community thrive, and they recognise outstanding service, innovation, sustainability and community spirit. This is the second year that they're running this program. And I just, as Marissa said, just a bit about me. I've worked with a wide range of tourism businesses, looking at tourism award submissions, as well as working with retail precincts and winning some awards for the retail precincts and marketing campaigns, as well as running some business awards for a retail precinct. So I definitely know what it takes to craft some compelling submissions. And I'm looking forward to guiding you through this webinar as I highlight the benefits of entering these awards and the benefits to business. Finalists and winners often gain a lot of benefits that are truly worthwhile. So thank you again for taking the time out of your business to be here today. So just an overview, we'll be looking at why to enter the awards, understanding what judges are looking for, learn how to structure the strong responses, and using evidence and examples that strengthen the submission. Avoid common mistakes and feel more confident entering the awards. So hopefully after today you'll feel more confident and inspired to have a crack at these awards. So before getting started, it's great to understand the guidelines in your eligibility, and I've highlighted some of the main points here. So nominees must be businesses or organisations operating in the City of Marion and hold a valid ABN. Any community member or business operator can submit a nomination. The business may be nominated in more than one category, but may only win one award. We'll have a look at the categories on the next slide. We must have been operational from the 1st of July 2025, and employees of the City of Marion or the judging panel members may not nominate or vote for businesses with which they have a direct personal, financial or professional connection. And there's no cost to participate in the awards. So there's 8 award categories: construction and trade, food and hospitality, manufacturer, retail, community club and organisation, health and beauty and wellbeing, and professional service, as well as the small businesses. So all the questions are the same, no matter what business category you're in. And again, as I said before, a business may be nominated in more than one category, but only one will be eligible to win one award. So let's take a look at why we enter the awards. So there's a great opportunity to build credibility and trust with potential customers. Winning can show independent recognition, can build consumer confidence to choose your business. It can reinforce your reputation and professionalism and help differentiate your business from competitors. Can increase your business visibility, so through exposure, through the award promotion and media, content opportunities through social media, website and publicity, as well as showcasing your award in your own marketing. You can boost the team morale and culture as well. It's a great way to celebrate your team's hard work and achievements, increase the staff pride and engagement in the business, and also recognising the growth or innovation from the team that resulted in the award as well. And it's also an opportunity just to strengthen your business story, reflecting on your achievements, progress and impact. And if you've had a great 12 months, it's a great opportunity and a really good time to have a go at these. It can be an opportunity for you to clarify your strengths and look at your point of difference, and really just be a good process for the business for that continuing improvement and excellence. It's also a great way just to grow connections and opportunities through the networking at the awards night. And who knows what new partnerships and collaborations could come from working with a great bunch of professional and capable business people. Also, again, as I said, the process is the biggest value as well, just reflecting on how far the business has come, and also to recognise the achievement, growth, innovation, any new partnerships that have been in place. And also just to put good systems in place to support the business as well for good improvements, a really good time for reflection, and also to look at what could have we done better next time, and how you can implement that the year forward. So again, just looking at the benefits again, there's some great figures here which indicate the great marketing reach that the City of Marion can offer for entering the awards. We're looking at an audience reach of around 87,000. So there's a really good incentive there through a mix of print and digital channels, and a great way to sort of leverage the social media audiences there. So let's have a look at some of the key timelines here. So the nominations open on the 1st of June this year and then close on the 26th of July. So nominations must be submitted through the City of Marion nominations form, which is listed there on the slide, the web link there. And so any community member or business operator can submit the nomination during that nomination period. So the award submission. So following the nomination period, businesses will be invited to submit a response to the following criteria to be considered by the judges. So they'll be looking at the business background and values, the customer service and satisfaction focus, and there'll be a community and contribution focus, as well as your chance to share your environmental sustainability initiatives. So businesses can submit up to 2 image attachments as well, and testimonials and attachments that can showcase your growth. And we'll talk more about these coming up. So again, I'll just highlight again that's an invite only. Once those nominations have come in, then the most quality applications will be selected to then be invited to submit the award submission. So again, the qualifying period is what you are judged upon. So you write about any business activity that took place from the 1st of July 2025 through to the 30th of June 2026. So you're welcome to include data and insights that compare previous years. So, visitor statistics and data, sales growth, social media growth. This is all really valuable. However, just remember the focus should be on the qualifying period only. So continuing with the timelines, once the award submissions have been submitted, they'll go to the judges from the 24th of August through to the 17th of September. And then, so just a reminder, do not leave it, to the last minute as well, that, really, hopefully today you'll start thinking about some ideas, following this webinar on notes and things to start collating so that you're not leaving it to the last minute. Judges will select 4 finalists in each award category that will proceed to public voting. Submissions may be reassigned to a different category at the discretion of the judges where deemed appropriate. So the public voting submissions will be received through the Marion Business Awards public voting form on the City of Marion website. Members of the public may vote once per award category, and the public vote will contribute to 10% of the final decision. And we're looking at the weighting of those criteria coming up as well. So the winner will be announced following public voting. One winner per category will be awarded, and winners will be announced at the City of Marion end of year business event in December 2026. So all finalists, including runners-up in each category, will be acknowledged at that awards presentation and will receive a certificate and trophy and promotion through the City of Marion marketing channels. So having a look at what does success look like for your business. It might just mean giving it a go this year, or it might mean that you're hoping to be a finalist, or that you're absolutely gunning for the win. Having this mindset can help you set up for success and determine how much time and effort you're going to allocate to this process, and to set some realistic expectations for you and your staff for entering the awards. So taking a look at the judging criteria, and understanding what the judges are looking for. Being a local government-led awards program, here's some of the things to think about as well. The customer focus is weighting at that 25%, as well as the community contribution. The innovation and adaptability is that 20% weighting, as well as the environmental and social responsibility at that 20%, and that public vote on 10%. So when we're talking about customer focus, that's talking about demonstrating a strong customer experience and service culture, talking about your customer satisfaction reviews and testimonials, looking at your repeat visitation, loyalty or referrals, understanding your customer needs and adapting accordingly. So again, examples could be your Google reviews, customer feedback surveys, or personalised service initiatives that you've implemented. The community contribution, so that can be highlighting how the business contributes beyond profit, supporting the local community initiatives, partnerships with local suppliers or organisations, employment opportunities for locals, volunteering, sponsorships or fundraising that you're involved in contributing to the local identity, culture or economy, and collaboration with industry groups or community groups, so supporting local events, schools or charities, or buying local. So looking at that innovation and adaptability, so that's looking at new ideas the business has had, products or services, the ability to respond to challenges or change, the use of technology or digital tools, creative problem solving, business improvements and efficiencies. So how they've evolved during difficult periods, it could be introducing online bookings, new products or services based on demand, innovation in your social media or AI integration, or diversifying your revenue streams. And lastly, looking at that environmental and social responsibility, so focusing on those sustainable and ethical practices that you implement across the business, waste reduction, energy efficiency, sustainable sourcing, inclusion and accessibility, your staff wellbeing and workplace culture, respect for the community and cultural values. So again, recycling initiatives or supporting, your diversity and inclusion. So with that public vote, just have a think about, if you get there, have a bit of a plan about how you can mobilise your customers across your marketing channels and social media to get support and get their vote to make up that 10% of that of your score. So you could look at email marketing campaigns, social media promotion, your loyal customer community, talking to them when they're in that, making, really leveraging, I suppose, your strong local profile. So really have a think about, what good outcomes have been achieved in these areas, and take these into consideration when you start crafting your responses. So hopefully, by now, some of the things that I've just been talking about, on this slide is, and you're starting to sort of take some notes and with lots of ideas of the business activity and outcomes that you could include in your award submission. So now we'll move on to understanding the award categories. So again, here are those 8 award categories that we looked at earlier, and now we'll look a little closer at each one. So for the construction and trade, that your judges and your customers, are likely going to be valuing some key themes around, being reliable, quality workmanship, safety, having good communication, problem solving, and being, great value for money. Food and hospitality, those themes are around the customer experience, quality, innovation, your service culture, atmosphere, and local sourcing. Across community clubs and organisations, again, that your community impact, participation, inclusion, partnerships, and social outcomes. So again, the participation, if there's a certain demographic that you're trying to get more involved in and programs or services, and then how that you're contributing to positive outcomes for those people. For the health and beauty and well-being, focus on that client care, trust, transformation, improvement, professionalism, and consistency. Looking at manufacturing is around that innovation, creating business efficiencies, local, supporting local jobs, quality systems, sustainability, and those local supply chains, and how have you potentially improved those in the last 12 months, as part of those sustainability initiatives. And professional services, looking at your expertise, relationships, results, reputation, and your client outcomes. And lastly, looking at a retailer, again, around the customer experience, your product curation, loyalty, innovation, your store presentation. Again, are you looking at with your product curation, again, you're sourcing local products, quality as well. Small business, looking at that growth journey, how you may have adapted to certain challenges, or for, again, like including AI and innovation across the business, leadership, your customer connection, and business resilience. So again, now we'll move to making the submission, so that all the information for nominating, the terms and conditions, and making that submission will be at this website link. So I wanted to just show you, here's what the award submission form looks like. Once you've been nominated, whether you do that or a member of the community, then you'll be invited by the council to submit an award submission. So here's what that looks like. Continuing on, it's got some more questions there, and again, those criteria that I mentioned earlier, that customer focus, community contribution. And so your responses will be aligned to those criteria that we discussed earlier. And then again, just lastly, is the last section of the online awards form, and those criteria, again, the innovation and adaptability, environmental and social responsibility. I also just want to show you there's the sections there with your uploads for the business. So it's got your business logos, as well as some other supporting I suppose evidence to highlight any positive outcomes and growth for the business that you can showcase in the awards. So it could be a snapshot of positive customer reviews, social media insights to show positive growth. You could create an infographic with data and testimonials, certificates of appreciation from a local charity or community group or school. So these are really important. Again, if you can, have these document uploads ready to go and work on them in advance, they'll certainly bolster your submission. All right, we'll move on now to how to craft your answers. So the first tip is to answer the questions directly. Many submissions can lose marks because they go off topic, can provide generic marketing language, or don't answer the actual criteria. So really encourage you to break the questions into parts and address every component. Don't, assume knowledge. Don't assume the judges know your business. So clearly articulate what it is that you do. The second tip is about using specific examples. So, one weaker example here is we provide excellent customer service. So to improve that, so our business maintains a 4.9 star Google rating across 320 reviews and introduce a 24-hour customer response system. Another example, that I've got here for a weaker one is we ran a marketing campaign that achieved 10 new bookings. A stronger one could be that we ran an outdoor bus stop advertising campaign to drive sales, supported by paid digital marketing on social media that resulted in 10 new high value bookings. So really try to add that depth and any sort of data you may have that can translate into a good response there. So this is around here, this measurable outcome. So here is just a list of some of the types of data that you could start sourcing. So, around revenue growth. So either if you're happy to share that information with within your submission, or you may just wish to submit a percentage growth as another option that then you can discuss in your response. Repeat visitation, staff retention, waste reduction initiatives that you've implemented, customer numbers, your social media insights, community participation, volunteer hours, for instance. So, and then, once you've got these insights, it's really important that you provide some commentary on why these outcomes occurred, as a result of, as, an introductory, sentence, and as a result of, a new product, or hiring a new sales manager, or employing a social media coordinator, we've now, achieved X percentage, growth in our audience and engagement, or, from hosting 2 competitions, we've grown our audience and engagement with customers. So, making sure that you include, some measures in your award submission is definitely going to bolster your submission. So looking at tip 4 is around showing personality and passion. So, be authentic. Tell us why the business started, what motivates your team, your community connection, the customer impact stories. The judges read so many, submissions, so that your authentic stories really stand out from real life customer stories. And we'll talk about some storytelling, examples a little bit further in this webinar as well. And again, I've just got, some lists, some, images there of, some customer testimonials. So, they could be a part. You might want to collate some of your reviews and testimonials into a document and PDF that, or image that as one of your uploads to highlight some of the great experiences your customers are having with your business. So tip 5 is around demonstrating improvement. So, judges love progression. So, here are some of those sentence starters around, over the last 12 months, we've identified an opportunity to improve, or customer feedback has led us to. So again, jumping on and checking those Google reviews or your other review sites to really know what your customers are saying and what you may have implemented as a result of taking on board their feedback. So looking at crafting your answers and telling a good story. So People remember stories more than facts, and it's a great way to craft a story is having a bit of a structure. So the why, the what, and the impact. So, what problem or opportunity existed, what did the business do and what changed as a result. So, encourage you to include the real customer experiences, or if there were some significant turning points in the business. Again, you've developed a new product or you've launched a new menu and that got, customers rolling in. Any challenges you've overcome or, impact that you've had on the community. So think about, again, at the end of the day is what story would a judge remember a week later? So, again, it might be worth having a brainstorm with some of your team, colleagues or friends about ideas to see if they've got some great, memorable stories that are worth sharing. So I've got a storytelling example here for a physio business. This year, a client arrived following a workplace injury that had impacted their mobility and confidence. They had stopped participating in community sport and were struggling with the loss of their independence. Through a tailored rehabilitation plan, the team supported the client over 6 months. The client has now completed their first fun run and returned to coaching their child's sporting team. Another example I've got here is the retail or a small business growth journey. So the business started at the local Tonsley Sunday Funday markets with a single trestle table and handmade products. With limited results, but a strong focus on customer experience and storytelling, the brand steadily built a loyal following through word of mouth and social media. 3 years later, the business now operates a permanent retail space, employs 5 local staff, and ships products nationally. Despite the growth, the owner still personally writes thank you notes for online orders, a small personal gesture to reflect the customer first values the business was built on. So I hope those have sparked some ideas for you. So continuing on making, your strong submission is around those clear, specific and evidence-based responses that are authentic. Clear examples, real outcomes, with your evidence there, and innovation and improvement, and also the passion. If you can really demonstrate how passionate you are about your business, it's going to be real and true, and I think really shine through your submission. So here's an example of this, I suppose, formula with that challenge, action and result. So aligning to the criteria around innovation and adaptability. So like many businesses, we experienced staff shortages. So you're showing the challenge in 2025. In response, we redesigned our rostering system. We took the action and introduced staff wellbeing initiatives. So there's the action there. As a result, staff retention improved by 30% and customer satisfaction scores increased. So you're really highlighting the result there. So it's a really succinct way of showcasing a win there. Really, positive wellbeing outcomes in that scenario. Here's an example for a hospitality venue. In that the criteria around customer focus. So over the past 12 months, we recognised that visitors were wanting more personalised and seamless experiences. In response, we reviewed our full customer journey from initial inquiry through to post-visit follow-up to identify opportunities for improvement. We enhanced our pre-arrival communication and invested in customer service training and introducing guest feedback mechanisms to better understand visitor expectations. As a result, we achieved stronger customer satisfaction outcomes and improved online review ratings and increased repeat visitation, with many guests specifically highlighting that welcoming and personalised nature of the experience. So again here, looking at the challenge there and the actions they've taken and really finishing off with the positive results there for that hospitality venue. Another example here for the community contribution. So, as a locally owned physiotherapy business, we believe our role extends beyond providing clinical services. Over the past 12 months, we've actively contributed to the wellbeing of our community through partnerships with local sporting clubs, schools, health professionals, and community groups. We've supported injury prevention initiatives, participated in local events, provided education sessions, and prioritised building strong referral relationships with other small businesses and healthcare providers within the area. These efforts have strengthened health outcomes, our relationships within the community, and increased collaboration across the local health sector and reinforced our reputation. So, really demonstrating some positive community, and health and wellbeing outcomes here. Just got one last example here too, just around that environmental and social responsibility. As a manufacturing business, we recognise the importance of operating responsibly and reducing our environmental impact. Over the past 12 months, we have reduced production waste by 18% through improved recycling and material management processes, while also achieving a 12% reduction in energy usage through equipment upgrades and operational efficiencies. We remain committed to supporting local employment and sourcing from local suppliers where possible. These initiatives have improved operational efficiencies, reduced costs, and more sustainable business model for the future. So again, if you're not a complete sustainability guru, I will point you, in the direction to, Marissa and the City of Marion business engagement team that can point you in the right direction for some of those sector-specific resources, especially around the sustainability to support you if you need more support in trying to capture some good measurable, or how do I, quantify some of that sustainability data. So they'll have that, if they're around the sustainability or to other relevant, industry associations or organisations relevant to your business that could assist you if you need. So just looking at, the evidence and supporting material now. So for the submission, you're able to, again, have some of those document uploads. So you may want to create, a collage or a PDF with, it could be some customer testimonials. Again, you can get those from, a variety of channels. If they're your Google reviews, could be a TripAdvisor, Facebook reviews as well. There's also other, hospitality channels as well. Online, and again, across, I'm just thinking about services and trades as well. They've got other review sites as well. Online reviews, having a look at yours, obviously statistics for the business, client bookings, online booking data. Photos as well. If you've got, hosted an event, it's great to have a, I suppose a highlight of some photos if you're running a, community or special event at your business. Great chance to showcase that through a collage of images. Any media coverage that you may have received, in again print or digital channels. Are there any partnerships that you can talk about, new partnerships that have been created? So again, just an example, there are a lot of food groups or beverage producers that are starting to collaborate and, develop new products. Or it could be, partnerships, again, in the health space or referral programs that you've implemented across, your business category. Any new certifications that you may have got for the business. So again, have you implemented any new quality assurance or new sustainability practices for the business that are showcasing your business improvement and business excellence? Have you implemented some accessibility and inclusion initiatives and certifications or training for staff that you could also be highlighting as well? And again, you know, before and after examples can be a great way to showcase that improvement. So again, start preparing now, because again, if you know, again, it's been over the 12 months, and you start, you know, create a folder and start saving, or you know, creating some snippings of, you know, useful documents, you know, images or customer reviews that you can use to bolster your submission, because that can take some time as well, sifting through across, you know, a variety of channels. Some of those great reviews to use. Moving on to just some of the common mistakes that businesses can do. So in terms of just being too generic, again, like some of those examples that I provided earlier that were just a bit weaker, just making sure that you follow that sequence that I shared earlier to really give you a good template, a good formula for crafting some of your responses. And again, repeating website copy. So if you're just writing about your business and you're copying and pasting information about you and just straight from your website, it's probably going to be shown that, you know, it's not lacking as much depth. So really have a go at writing something with a bit of passion and authenticity when you have a go at submitting this submission. Writing too much without substance, again, as I've mentioned, and not providing any evidence. And also leaving the answers to the last minute, again, as it takes time to go through and have that analysis and go back and look at your data. So as I said, you can have all the data there, but it's really then the supporting commentary that you can provide to really highlight where you may have seen an uptick in growth in sales. It can be again, as a result of implementing a new, you know, sales lead that has driven business development for you, and you've seen an uptick in sales as a result of that. So without that commentary there, you know, it can be a little bit vague for the judges to understand what's going on in the business. So we really need you to clearly articulate that. You know, just, you know, making your spelling and grammar on point as well. And just again, just don't assume knowledge. So you might think you've got the most, you know, popular business and everyone knows all about you, but again, just do not assume knowledge. You know that, you know, the judges and the individuals on the panel are going to know your history or your reputation, or the challenges you faced or your achievements. So really clearly articulating this through your responses. So just summarising the session before we can move on to any questions, was around, you know, just again, before kicking off in applying, have a look at the terms and conditions to really understand your eligibility, to make sure that you can apply for the City of Marion Business Awards. Know the key timelines. Follow some of the frameworks for crafting the strong responses to make your submission more robust, looking at the challenge and the action and what results have been achieved. Being clear, specific, and evidence-based and authentic in the stories that you tell. Use these supporting document uploads as a real opportunity to really showcase your wins and set you apart from other submissions. Avoid those common mistakes we've talked about, and to start early. Please don't leave it to the last minute, as it can be a very stressful time. So really get started. And I hope today that you've been able to start taking down some notes and ideas of great stories and initiatives, and, you know, I suppose, you know, initiatives that have been implemented across by your team members. So, and again, great to talk across your team. Or if you don't have a team, you know, people close to you about some of the things that are going to be most noteworthy for you to talk about. All right, thank you for that, Marissa. We can just move in to see if there are any questions.
Thank you, Alex. I'm just switching my camera back on. No, we don't have any questions so far. If anyone has any questions while I wrap up, please drop them into the chat. But other than that, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Alex, for sharing your insights and practical tips with us today. I hope everyone joining us has come away feeling more confident about telling their business story and putting together a strong submission. I encourage everyone to book in a Southern Business Mentoring Program session with either Alex or one of our other mentors. We have 10 mentors with the program, and all Marion businesses are eligible for one free hour with each of them. The Marion Business Awards are about recognising and celebrating the incredible businesses that make our community thrive. Whether you're entering for the first time or have participated last year, I encourage you to take the opportunity to showcase your achievements and the impact your business has made this year. A recording of today's webinar will be made available following Business Showcase Week. It'll be listed on our website, so I encourage you to check that out, check Alex's hints and tips. And then other than that, thank you again for taking the time to join us today. We wish you all the best with your
Thank you, Marissa. And I just
awards.
got one.
Oh, sorry, I'm wrapping you up before you're done.
There was just one question that I thought would be good to clarify for some. Is a physio business, what category could they be placed into?
Yes, so great question. Physio business could be in the health, beauty, and wellbeing category, or alternatively, depending on how many staff members you have, you could be in the small business category. Our judging panel have the ability, I guess, to move businesses from category to category depending on the responses that are put and the number of businesses that we've had nominated. So in your application, just nominate yourself for the category that you think is most appropriate for your business, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah, great. I think that's a big help. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. Have a great evening to everyone watching. And if you have any questions about the process, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We can be contacted via email at business@marion.sa.gov.au, or alternatively, just go to the Marion website and search for Business Awards, and it'll take you straight to our page. Thank you.